We're staying in our modifying objects.dwg file, and what we're going to have a look at now is the array command, which is pretty much the copy selection command, but on steroids, really. The idea being is that it's a much bulkier, more advanced version of copying objects. You can have rectangular arrays which follow the row and column scenario, and you can also have polar arrays which have a center point and you copy the objects around the center point of the polar array. Now you'll notice in the floor plan I've zoomed out to the extents using a double click on the wheel of the mouse, and you can see the sofa there roughly central in the middle of the floor plan. Using your mouse wheel and a little bit of panning as well, get in nice and close so that you can see the sofa, and maybe just pan upwards a little bit as well, just so it's sort of to the middle but to the left a little bit on the screen there. Now the array command is on the modify panel on the home tab on the ribbon. It's this one here. So click on the flyout and we're going to select rectangular array first. So we click on it like so and you get the pick box. So we select the sofa, click on it and press enter to confirm. Now, as soon as you do that, you'll notice it automatically arrays the sofa. And you'll notice that it's all ribbon driven. So you've now got the contextual array creation tab up there in the ribbon. Now, there's lots of different settings here, but the most important ones are the columns and the rows. So if you just roll back on your wheel a little bit on your mouse, you'll notice that you've got 4 columns and 3 rows there. Now, I can change those values at any time. So if I now double click in the columns value there and say I only want 2 columns and I press enter, when I move into the drawing area or even quicker, can you see it updates that for me? Now if I change the number of rows there to 2 as well and press enter and move into the drawing area, that will update as well. Now you will notice that there is an associative option here highlighted in blue and it's switched on. So basically if I now close the array and select the array, can you see it's a group of objects? So they are all associated in that array group. If I want to break them down back to individual sofas rather than that group, I need to jump to the Home tab there and click on Explode, like so. And now they're all individual sofas again, like so. So that's how you can do a rectangular array. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to select the 3 that were left over in the array, and I'm going to leave the original one non-selected, and I'm just going to delete those ones. So we're back to where we were before. Using pan and zoom now, I'm going to just put the sofa up there, and I want this column here and the intersection of the grids to be the center of my polar array. So we're going to go back to the modify panel, click on the flyout and select polar array. Again, select the sofa, click on it, enter to confirm. And now it asks for the center point of the array. Just make sure that you do get the intersection of the 2 grid lines. You might want to zoom in a bit and just make sure that that's what you get, that intersection there, like so. And then roll back on the mouse a bit and you'll see that the sofas are looking a little bit weird right now. That's because we've got 6 of them there and they're kind of all touching on each other. So the idea being is we go back to the contextual array creation tab on the ribbon, change the number of items to 4 and press enter. And as you can see, it updates nicely now and you've got 4 sofas all around that column. So you've got a great viewing perspective there. If you sit in any sofa, you can sit and gaze at that column if you want to, which is kind of not good. But the idea being is that you can see how that array command works. Now, what you've also got there is the associative is switched on again, but you've got rotate items. Now, the items rotate in the array going around the center point. If I switch that off, you'll see that the sofas maintain their original position of the original sofa selected, which obviously stops you all having to look at that column unless you're on the original sofa. So if I now close the array again, clicking on it in the ribbon there, again, if I select it now, it's a group of sofas. And I need to go back to the Home tab. And if I want to lose the group there, I can either do that in the array here, where I can edit it and reset the array, but you'll notice there's no way of switching the associative off now. That's only when you create the array. So the only way that you can get them back to the original objects is now Home tab and Explode. And they're now just single sofas again. So what I can do there is I can select the 3 that I arrayed like so and delete them, and I'm back to my original sofa in my drawing like I was before.